Hey there, I figured I would record a video. I can't have you in my class and say these things to you face to face. And that's actually the point of why I'm making this video and trying to figure out how to do distance learning. So you'll see in the syllabus that I pointed out a few things that I need from you as we try to do distance learning. The first thing that I said was to stay on top of it. It's one of those things that it's easy to get behind when you have online classes. I had many online classes in college and in my master's degree, and so you have to find a way to stay on top of your work. Do your best and concentrate. I'm not going to be here anymore to hover around the classroom and see what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right with your drawing, blah blah blah. So you're gonna have to probably take a little bit more time to just kind of focus and observe your own art. Uh, it's probably like so many kids' mechanism where they don't really sit there and think about their art. They're just like, Mr. Richter, what do you think about this? Or I need help with that. And so, a lot of kids do kind of focus and think for themselves, and a lot of other kids, they like to ask for help. So I think you'll be able to get through it just fine if you just kind of take that minute to speculate and observe your own art. I do think routines are good. I know it's hard to be in a routine for school at home because you've never had to be in a routine at home for school. You go to school for your routine at school, but I put the sign, I have that right up there. You'll never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. That's a saying that I've been kind of referencing this school year, and I think it's really coming out right now. Uh, you're not going to feel a natural motivation to be like, yeah, I'm awake. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and now it's noon, and the first thing I want to do is make some art. So your motivation isn't going to naturally be there. You're gonna have to be disciplined. I mean, you're just gonna have to say, hey, once or twice a week for X number of hours, I need to set aside this time for that. Blah blah blah. So you're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to see how that works. And then especially back in 7th and 8th grade art, when I have long conversations about the rules in the art room, I don't really have to do that as much for my senior high kids, but I always tell kids that I hate rules because they don't teach you what to do, they teach you what not to do. And so, but I always talk about effort, accountability, and respect. And even when you're not in the classroom here, I think that those three rules are, they apply to everything: effort, accountability, and respect. The last thing I wanted to touch on before I stop this video is, I'm looking at the calendar and I'm kind of spacing things out a little bit more than I would have in the past. Say if it would have taken me typically 3 or 4 days to give students practice in class and maybe teach them a few things, maybe have a slideshow. Then by about the 5th day or so, we would have started on our final project. And then usually it takes about 5 days for a final project for most classes. So like a whole unit would be 2 weeks basically, because there'd be 1 week of basically practicing and learning and 1 week of just doing a final project. I'm going to basically double that on average. So, so it'd take more like a week and a half or 2 weeks to do the learning parts. And then it'll be more like 2 weeks of you on your own time, doing your final projects. You'll probably be wanting to snap pictures. We're going to have like check-ins where it's like, okay, you've been working on your final project for a week. Email me a picture of where you're at, and then I can give you some feedback. So that's my plan. I think it will be doable, and I think all of humanity, we're learning a lot of lessons through this, and some of them are good, some of them are bad, but we're all in this together. So if you ever need any help in any way, not just in terms of art, any kind of help, make sure you message me. So there you go.